we're going to hook up the alternator. Like I said, that's the next thing on the list. So let's check it out. All right, this is my current setup. We got the alternator, the battery, and the PCM. Alternator has, on the back side of the alternator, you have the bolt where you connect your power. Going from the alternator, charging power, goes over to the battery, connected to the positive side. Then I currently have a connector with two wires on it. One wire is red, one wire is brown. On the 2003 to 2007 PCM chart here, number 75, it's shown gray. Yours might be gray, I don't know. And then number 15, which is brown. I don't know where I got this connector, but that's the way it came. Bravo's red, Charlie's brown. So Bravo is the generator field duty cycle signal, and that connects to Lima, which is on the alternator. It has a PL, I and F, and S. You're just worried about Lima and Foxtrot. It has the I above it and then an F below it. I'll show you in a minute. But Charlie hooks up to Foxtrot, and that connector slides in. And this connector is not drawn to scale. Now, the question I had is like, well, what's going to hook to the gauge? But remember back, I got the Meixsell gauges, and this is how they wanted me to hook up the gauge itself to read the volts. This gauge does not have a signal input connector. It receives its voltage from the ignition power connection. So I just hooked it up to a 12-volt source, and I get a voltage on it, and I'm pretty satisfied with that. Anyways, let me show you what I got set up. All right, hopefully you can see everything. All right, first up, here's that connector. I'm pretty sure I got this from the internet because it's too clean. Oh no, remember I did upgrade the wiring harness. I know, I'm pretty sure I did that. Anyways, so you see it's red, which is Bravo, and then brown is Charlie. And when I say red is Bravo and brown is Charlie, see right there, Bravo, and then Charlie. And then down here, you got Papa, Lima, Foxtrot, India, Foxtrot are right there, and then Sierra at the end. But you're just worried about Lima and Foxtrot. Go ahead and connect this up. Nice and tight. And here's the back, that post screw for your power. This 10 gauge again. I just put a tight connector on there, ran it around, and then right here, I just put it on the outside underneath, out of the way. All right, I just showed you the setup. What I got here, I just got the voltage meter at an angle so you can see the numbers. I'm going to go ahead and start it, and then we're going to go look at the voltage here. Then I'll show you the voltage on the gauge inside the vehicle. I'm going to call that success. It was a little scary there because you heard that click and the vehicle wouldn't start. I was like, oh no, panic mode set in. But I unhooked everything off camera, and then I hooked it back up. I started it without the alternator. Then I started it with the alternator again, and it worked out. As you saw, we had 14 volts over here, which was good. And the voltage meter, which is running about 13. So the vehicle's not running, but that's a good spot. Got a warm and fuzzy about that. So what we did today was we set up the alternator. Now the questions I have in my mind are, will the current setup burn out the alternator? Will burn out the alternator, the PCM? I don't know. Backup plan, go to one wire setup using a 470 ohm half watt resistor connected to the Lima, the red wire for me, to a 12 volt source. Then I'm totally bypassing the PCM and just going with that. I've seen a lot of guys do that out there, but I had this already set up this way, and it kind of makes sense to me to have the PCM controlling, when to turn it on and off. Because if you hook it up, my question is, if somebody knows, if you hook up the resistor to your Lima wire or your, the generator field duty cycle signal, and you just hook it up to a 12-volt source or ignition, it's going to tell it to turn on, but will it tell it to turn off? It has to do with the resistor on there. I don't know the whole thing on that, but there it is. I got my generator or my alternator hooked up, and we're going to move forward. So until next time, I'll see you down the road on Alien RestoMod. Thanks for watching.